As a straight male, I'm not attracted to vaginas. What could be wrong? All I can say is don't knock it till you try it. You're thinking about it too much. Visually, vaginas aren't what gets me going. Like just a picture of a vag isn't going to do much for me. Sex is an entire experience with someone. Not just put PP in vag. It could possibly just be a hang-up that you have a problem of getting over. Sexual arousal normally significantly decreases disgust. Hence a lot of weird kinks. But it's not necessarily the same for everyone. It's possible this function is less apparent for you. Combine that with unfamiliarity with vaginas. It wouldn't be much of a stretch to think that your disgust is something you can overcome. Sexuality is about the attraction to the person, not their genitals. Generally, the genitals are just the interface or tools for the jobs. Sounds to me like you have specific hang-ups on vaginas that you need to get over somehow sooner or later. I would bet most men don't love vaginas as an isolated thing. Only from the experience of being in one and as a way to interact with a partner. I've read on here before about women that like sex but don't really like how cocks look either. But you can't be icky about them if you want to have sex. Maybe you can be with a girl and explain the situation and take it slow. Dude, I think this is beyond Reddit's pay grade. You should try a psychiatrist. Just do a single dip, mate. You will have no problems after that rolling on the floor laughing. I'm straight and not attracted to vaginas too. Not disgusted by them. But don't find them attractive at all. Although it's just about the optics for me. Not sure if this helps at all. But you're not completely alone with this, I guess. You could still be asexual. I like kissing and making out, but sex has always been a duty. I enjoy masturbation even. I just don't enjoy sex. Never have. Person shrugging. I'm a pan chick, by the way. I'd been married to a dude 12 years. And even had a kid. Now I'm married to a woman 10 years. And she is asexual too. A virgin even. We masturbate in the same bed. In the dark. Together, but we don't do the sex, and I'm totally happy. Do you? Everyone is different. There is no normal. I used to find penises repulsive too. It just doesn't look good by itself, I guess. But when I fell in love with my husband, I just started to like his one enough to want to see it and have it inside me. Maybe you will find it more attractive if you are emotionally intimate first. I'm not sure you're entirely straight, bro. I've heard exact descriptions like this from my gay friends, lol. Well, if it's any comfort, you're not the only one. Something about repressed sexuality, not implying repressed homosexuality, and trauma. Somewhere in you there's a block. Maybe you think you're a monster. Maybe you think you'll be embarrassed. Maybe somewhere in there you hate yourself. In any case, there's nothing about not getting rock solid when you see a pussy that necessarily implies homosexuality. It is literally so complicated, and I would argue it can most likely be chalked up to emotional or mental insecurities. Try meditating on it. Well, I'm ace and can get aroused by making out too. But thinking of sex, it's just disgusting and gross, lol. I can't do it. Also, genitals aren't attractive at all. At least for me. I'm absolutely repulsed by sex itself. Fortunately, sex doesn't require penetration. Nothing is wrong with you. You sound ace as hell, my guy. Honestly, I've felt this way about genitals in general for a very long time. Seeing vaginas and penises was never appealing to me. Even the full nude body wasn't appealing to me. And I always shook my head at myself because the human body is a beautiful thing. But I do not find most to be pleasing in my eyes. especially private areas. In the last year, I've seen a few that are. And I realized maybe I'm just really shallow and picky, and that's just how it is. Back to you. Maybe it's just one of those things that simply are not appealing to you. You simply don't like how they look. Are you picky about the looks and textures of a lot of things? I am this way. Also, there may be some other underlying deep issues somewhere that cause this, since even the thought of having PIV sex is weird. Something that happened in your past to you or someone else. Or you have some deep-rooted fears of contracting something or impregnating someone has you feeling this way? IDK. Just throwing some stuff out there. I know from my own experience that I've cringed a lot of times at genitalia BC of how they look, and IDK, what that's even called. I am married to AMBTW. And I hate it, but sometimes I still have those goofy thoughts in my head. I'm straight but don't care about vagina or boobs much, TBH. I have a foot fetish though. I dunno just how my brain was wired. Man shrugging, I 100% am attracted to women. I just don't care for sex as much. So this boomer lady goes into a tattoo parlor and asks for a tattoo of Elvis on the inside of her left thigh and Johnny Cash on the inside of her right thigh. When the tattoo artist is done, she is dissatisfied with the likenesses. The tattoo artist suggests she go outside for a second opinion. The lady goes out onto the sidewalk and grabs the first person she sees and asks who these men are. The guy thinks it over and says, "I'm not sure who the fellas on the left and right are, but the one in the middle is definitely Willie Nelson." Before I had sex, I was in the same boat op, but after having sex, I started seeing them differently, and now I'm turned on by them. You can be asexual and still have sexual thoughts. Be horny and do petting. You are sex repulsed from what I gathered. This is basically asexuality. It comes in many forms and nuances. I'm also sex repulsed, and I know that I'm straight. I'm not going to tell you, "Boot, try it at Lee East, you didn't even treat it." Blah blah. You don't have to. What I recommend is researching the subject of asexuality and see if this really matches you or not.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.